or any AI chatting or context or whatsoever, that Claude can do real things, can do things physically on your machine, on your computer, on your laptop, on your files. Claude got this methodology of thinking. If we're going to discuss it quickly, it's going to be explore and then plan, code or execute, and then commit. And by this methodology, we can use it in our technical department in the ERP and in any other technical development, that we can explore the boundaries or the limits of the solutions that the clients are asking for, and we can plan it as per our blueprints and milestones, and then we can code it and execute it, and then we commit it later on. But the most important part is do not get the output from Claude AI to deliver it to anyone outside, external. You have to get the output from Claude and then refine it, and then you can give it to anyone, or you can represent it to anyone outside. Is my voice clear and the screen's clear and everything's good?
Yes.
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 Lovely. What we will do, or what's the roadmap exactly for this session or this upcoming course, because me and Engineer Tarek, we're going to continue giving the sessions until all of our team is enabled to use AI in the different departments. It's going to be related to the platform engine and core orchestrators and Udo customization and high velocity. If we're going to speak about the platform engine, the first thing is what's Claude platform, or what's actually what we're talking about here. It's some kind of an AI with a mind that can do your daily tasks, or can do your daily missions, or can do your daily reports, or can organize your priorities for the next week, or can organize the quarter plan, or give us another insights. There are three mandatory parameters for any request for Claude. Claude, if we're gonna check how it looks like, we have like, let me get this one here. You can see, okay, and it will give you this. If you're gonna go to Claude.ai, that's how it looks like. It has a mobile application. Of course, you can download it with your credentials, with the username and password. And also it has a desktop application. And the desktop application works as one of the MCPs, as one of the multiple connected protocols for Claude. So whenever you're going to use Claude desktop, you can give him access to certain file or folder, and then you can ask him for some tasks. Here, I can type anything as I want to, or I can talk to him, or whatever what I want, and then attach, if I want to attach anything. And then it will give me like some artifacts, like for any chat that had been done before, we can check it from here. In order for you, there are two differences, or there are a huge difference between using Claude for free and using Claude the Pro one. If we're going to use Claude the Pro one, or the one which is paid with paid subscription, we have to know our maximum tokens for the usage. We have to know the specific model that we are working on. As you can see here, we have Claude 3 and 7 and Sonnet, and Claude and Opus 4 and 8. And there is also another models like Haiku and another models in Claude as well. So how it works usually, if we're going to use the chat, or if we're going to use the normal context, like giving them a matter of discussion or something, it's better that you use the least AI model, or the least model that it takes token, which is Sonnet in our case here. From this page, we're gonna get back to code here. I can, from the new chat, I can choose which model I want to work with, and what's the kind of effort, and what's the kind of tokens, and these stuff. Usually it goes from down to up for the complexity of the models. Like Haiku and Sonnet are for the trivial matters, if I want to discuss something or argue about something. Opus and Fable are for the most or more complex problems, or more like problems will affect some projects or codes and these stuff. Claude gives you something called cowork and code The co-work is like you're having an AI agent working with you. This AI agent is responsible for whatever you're going to give him the responsibility for, but you have to always review the output comes of the agent itself. And you can make many AI agents working in parallel, but you have to keep aware of the max tokens or the tokens that they are using. And also, if you found Claude is making something like using a lot of tokens more than the maximum that you are adding as a limit, you can convert this to a skill. You can create a skill better than discussing it or arguing about it. So if we're going to talk about the cloud platform and the three mandatory request parameters, it's going to be the model. Which model are you going to use for this message? And the maximum tokens, which is the maximum tokens for the request itself. And the message, what's the message that I'm asking? Like for instance, if we connected Claude with MCP to Odoo, for instance, I can chat with Claude and he can create reports and dashboards for me directly in Odoo. If I am in the sales or pre-sales or even HR, there are a lot of usages that we can maintain Claude AI in our departments in order for us to maximize the progress and maximize the productivity as well. Here are the differences between the three models have been expressed in the earlier slides. The Claude Sonnet 5, the high velocity, that's the quickest one if you're having like something that you want to check or like reviewing something or asking him to get you like some kind of forecasting or anything regarding your reports. And Claude Fable 5, Claude Fable 5 is the autonomous one, the one which is working as a software engineer or an ERP consultant or something. So you can rely on Fable 5 for the MCP connection with the databases with different data sources. And Opus 4.8 is less than Fable 5. It's a little bit in the complexity. It's better to use Fable 5. It's going to be more secure. And the thinking tiers, we have three thinking tiers as well, which is standard and high and max. The thinking tiers is how the AI model or how Claude is thinking regarding your matter or regarding the subject that you're asking him for. And automating workspace context,
السلام عليكم.
there is وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. Has anyone got any question or anything on this fundamentals yet?
Please continue.
Mm. In automating workspace or workspace context, how can I set Claude to be as a workspace for me? I can set it, as we said before, on the desktop. I can set it on the mobile. I can use it in the Explorer in Google Chrome. There is a plugin that you can add this plugin as an extension in Google Chrome as well. There are a lot of things that we can use Claude in for creating the custom commands or the custom workspace. We can also extract our context from any AI like DeepSeek or ChatGPT or anything that I was using earlier, and I can import this context to Claude. So later on, he won't go through the same hassle. When I took the other AI model in, he will know what are the questions that I'm asking for and what's going to be the result and how I want the result to be. Is it bullet points or what kind of a structure that I want the result to be in? And invoke commands. I can invoke any command if it's in the queue or not. I can dynamic quizzing. If there is a question that needed to be asked in regarding to the result or the parameter that I am adding, I can ask the AI model, I can ask Claude to start asking the user questions for these to make the result the best fit for the inquiry about the user itself. And there is something called memory and rules preservation. The memory is how I want the task to be done, but I can make it as a memory. How can there is a context I have been through before with Claude, and I want him to check this memory as a context, and then give me the result based on what we refined earlier. So it won't go through the same hassles that it has been before. And also, I can connect Claude through GitHub. I can connect Claude to my email. I can connect it to any project management software like Asana or anything. I can ask it to give me like arrange my calendar and arrange my meetings and give me the availability or give me the availability of my time in general in the next 6 months. And then the tool to use handshake Claude. That's something called projects and skills and tools and artifacts. The projects is like internally, if I wanna start working on some certain project and I want Claude to keep the focus in the same iteration and going into the same like an implementation project. For most of us, all of us, we know the tasks for implementation project. So we can make a Claude AI agent called Claude Implementer or Udo Implementer, and we can open a project in it, and we can give him set of instructions to use set of skills in order for him to execute these tasks, and then at the end we will review and then we will deliver as well. So I tried to make it like as much as possible to be clear. How can you use such a tool? You know, Claude is not a generative AI like ChatGPT, like what we said before. It's relied on a lot of large language models that have been gathered from Anthropic, and then on the top of them, they added the model of Claude AI with the co-work and also project co-work and code and the context for the messaging. The model context protocol bridge. There are MCPs, Engineering Torek will take us through the MCPs. How I can connect Claude into one of my data centers, into one of my servers, or can connect it even locally into my files and folders, so I can check if I want to do anything, if I want to get like if I have a folder filled of files, I can arrange it or I can ask Claude to arrange it, and you can see it at work or you can see it at, whenever we are doing whatever we are doing, but what's the matter that you are working on, you can get the guidelines and you can see Claude how it's working, and you can also register on Claude.ai for Anthropic Academy in order for you to read more and learn more about this with us. There are universal connectivity standard if I'm going to connect an MCP to one source from my site, and there are shared server configurations if we're going to connect Claude to a shared server or like to Udo.sh or something. I tried to put the most use of Claude in the ERP automation functional scope. So as an example or as an instance, we can use it for the meeting notes for Udo BRDs, transform disorganized and structured transcripts from client meetings into structured, developer-ready Udo business requirement document. What we are doing daily in our daily activities and our daily tasks, there are four major aspects. It's called delegation and description and instrumentality and diligence. If you try to work on it more, you will get to know what's going to be done by a human and what can be done with AI or the cloud. So we can decompose the tasks between us and the AI. It's going to give us like better performance daily. So what I will ask the Odoo ERP automation functional scope for this Claude usage exactly flags the missing matrices such as decimal specifications. If there is anything missing, you have to flag it for us. Drafts and user journey flows matching specific pipelines, and highlight the standard parameters versus the custom script tasks. Like most of what we are usually doing in the BRTs and these stuff. And there is also a standard feature mapping. If there is safeguard delivery speeds by ensuring standard configurations are prioritized over complex, redundant custom code blocks. What does it mean? That you can take the maximum use out of the technology before starting to customize it. So Claude can also find you a better workaround or a better solution in order for you to stay with the native modules. And then if you needed anything, you can make it later on as a customization. The task objective, custom module schema, views and view inheritance, and access controls. We can give them the task by this, if there is a technical scope or something, for going to make an autonomous agent. And this autonomous agent will work as one of our delivery managers or one of our consultants. So we can give him the task like this, task objective and single operation point input guidelines, which is declared based class relationship. So we are trying to give him description, we're trying to give him guidelines as much as we can. As much as you're gonna give him information, you're gonna get refined results or you're gonna get an optimal result after a lot of refining. But we have to go with the same methodology of thinking, which is exploring and then planning and executing and then committing after refining, after our review. And also you can ask him to check the views and inheritance of the views, and you can ask him for adjusting the access control for all the users. So he can make an access control, he can make an access model, or he can make a custom module on the database and test it itself. And then we can also give him like some kind of quality assurance tasks. We can give him, like if we're going to develop anything, we can get this what we developed and ask Claude to test it for us and give us the quality testing. So we can like save some of the time of our functional consultants. And there is something called high velocity or Claude code in the terminal. If you go into, if you set up Claude on your machine, you can run it from the terminal, but you have to check something called the read and grep. The read and grep function is what Claude has the right to check or to see of your folders and files. And you have to be very careful with these access rights because you're giving Claude AI access right to your to your data. You have to be very aware of what you're using and what you're giving him the access to. And you as always, you have to activate the option that he has always to ask if he wants to check something or get any other access right or something like that. And there are a lot of tasks and there are a lot of examples that we can go through, and we can go through it inshallah later يعني in any other session. The engineer Tariq can go with you on the MCPs, so we can start thinking of how we can deploy our agents tomorrow, which can double our work.
Thank you, Engineer Usama, for your important, for your valuable presentations. Today, okay, the AI, it is the most important things, okay, in our daily activities for any companies, whether it is software house, marketing, sales, or any business unit. No one, okay, is not using the AI anymore on daily basis. Uh, this is why we are onboarding our teams, okay, to use Cloud AI as one of the most top AI tools those days, especially for the IT companies. Uh, Also, the most important thing for any AI information is about uh, the services and about also the privacy. When we are set up cloud or any AI tool, the first thing, okay, what we are thinking about is it safe or not safe? So first of all, okay, need to make sure, okay, our conversations not composite. As you can see here, okay, we have to see, okay, there whether it is the chat. The chat has been okay. You want to chat with Claude, okay, in order to get some result. Also, we can use it for PRDs or okay to analyze any obstacles that we are facing in our domains. Also, we can use it for the presentations or even okay for brainstorming. And co-works mainly okay for the development and for teams. And as engineer Usama specified in the presentations, our co-works mainly are using okay for the development and deliver our activities for the projects. There is a multiple agent as you can see here. We have a Leo Flowers. This is the top agent now from the projects. And we have also Leo Opus 4.8. This is for more complex tasks. But normally for Leo those we are using Leo Sonnet 5 for the technicals and but for the small tasks we can use a Leo 4.5. It's good, yeah. For any project, which we are advising is to create a new project. Okay, create a new project for each project. So you can provide your access right, you can provide your database name and this parameter, which is variant from project to projects. Just to create a project name, initiate the project. So Claude will get knowledge about okay your business documents, and you can get idea about what you are going to implement or what you are going to ask the Claude to implement it. Also, okay, we can customize okay our Cloud okay account to be specified on the results. If I said okay, I'm all the senior developer, so we'll be uh, specified to be technical developers, not a functional consultant. So all is answered. It will be the two technical developers. Uh, Other things, okay, for each project, as I said, okay, we need to create a new project. So you can specify the name of the project or business document related to the projects. So whenever you just ask him to add any features, you will get the idea about the projects. You don't need to go through and read again the documents to implement features or no. We already know the project or the features about the project, so we will implement it very fast. We have also code, okay, in the code can artifact whatever of the code. You can customize also, okay, if you want to connect, okay, to app, specific app, okay, or you can create a new skills, okay, as I said, okay, we have multiple skills, we have, in the company, okay, we have all those developers, so you can add your own skills here, okay, if you are a functional consultant, so you can add your skills here, so you can use, sorry, Claude can use these skills when he responds back to your questions, or you can add any expert skills if you are thinking, okay, it will help, okay, Cloud when we get back to the answers. Also, we can add some plugins, okay, to plug a little Claude with any other apps. Okay, all this is customizable for Claude paid versions. Mainly, as I said, okay, we are the software houses. We are using Google CoWorks. So CoWorks will enable you to implement and directly integrate it with your GitHub account and integrate it, okay, with your local source. Also, the code, sorry, also the code, okay, have many routines, okay, and custom side parts. So all the tools are useful for general technical tools. In the chat, as you can see here, also we can add a little file store photos, or we can add the projects. Okay, also we can add manage or add and create the skills, or can browse the skills. Also, I can use it to connect with any other apps or add a little plugins. All these features has been available, okay, in the chat, course, and the code for a paid version. In the free versions, you can ask and he can respond, I think, 20 to 30 output per 5 hours. But since we have only a paid version, so good thing is here. Okay, in the paid versions, we have 10 more اللي هو useful usage until اللي هو almost 50. If I use اللي هو Sonnet or if I use اللي هو Opus, also I have more tokens. We have another setting here, as you can see in the settings. I can see اللي هو usage. You can from here track the usage. But you can see that says after 3 hours, we are only use 1%. And also there is اللي هو weekly limits for weekly limits. Okay, we are only use a little 4%. Okay, the next reset date will be on Wednesday, 7 p.m. And it's for available because it's a lot models from AI for fables. Okay, can consume up to 50% up to the 7th of July. In the capabilities, okay, there is a lot of capability in Claude. So all those are capabilities. You can customize the skill, as I said, okay, you can customize the skills. You can create the skills or you can enable the skills, which is okay, already predefined here. And there is a skills MD file. So there is a skills MD file predefined by robotics. And also we have a little multiple agents, analyzer, little computers and graders, and for the assets. Okay, there is assets, and you can add more skills as per job needs. Also in the settings, as I said, okay, we have a little connector, so you can connect, okay, you have moved to customize little browsers. We have also for the cloud code. Okay, there is some settings in the cloud code for local sessions or for the memories and to memorize a little of the last sessions on Udo. And setting from the cloud, okay, for the cohort file, so you can specify the cohort files, the directory of the cohort file for any file inside, okay, this cohort files can be accessible using the whole cloud without wanting to get any access right permissions. Also, this is a trusted cohort folder, so you can make it from here to trust cohort folders and global instructions. If you have any global instructions, just add this global instruction here. Like, okay, don't SSH, okay, who server without get legal permissions, don't delete, don't move. So all these global instructions can be bested here before you start any one. Also the generals, okay, for a level quick access shortcut, there is a quick access level top, and also for the voice and the main parts. Regarding level extensions, okay, there is a lot of extensions. You can browse the level extensions. And you can see here there is a lot of extensions for the Fire System, for Google Chrome. Okay, we are talking about here more than 80 plus connections or connectors, whether it is with the Microsoft or whether it is GitHub or any other tools which is able to be connected with Cloud. As a developers, okay, there is a development document which is published by topics. Okay, if you want to use a CLI, because there is a multiple editors for the Cloud, to build an MCP server, okay, there's a structure here to build your MCP servers, whether it is in Python. So there is a package for the Python to be installed in your locals. This is a quick example. So if you follow this quick example, okay, after you install the system requirements, you will be able to run Claude locally from a CLI. The CLI, okay, will give you more powerful. CLI will give you more powerful for the developers because there is a lot of feature which is not enabled in cloud application or cloud softwares. It is very useful for the developers, and there is no command in the development. If you want to start in activities, we'll just hit the little backslash. There is a lot of orders they can see here to create or design the difference between files or efforts. There is a lot of command predefined in Claude, so you can follow this command to get your requirement in very manner way. As I said, okay, this is the CLI or model context protocols to integrate the Claude with any other systems. But as a web developer for now, at least for this stage, we are going to use a Lego cohorts to integrate our GitHub and to improve our delivery as a technical and functional teams. So when you paste OK your command, first of all, we need to provide the command with a very specific description about what you need exactly. And if there is any constraint, okay, let's say, okay, I need to generate a PDF report for the top 10 sort items. I will be very specific to Claude, design sales report. If there is any parameter regarding, okay, this sales report, I need sales report with this columns or this variance, we will provide him, okay, very specific columns. He'll generate this report in this columns. If you have to add any filter, just specify the filters. And then you need to mention the output. If you need the report in Excel sheet, or you need the report in Cube report, if you need on screen report, you have to be specified about the output, how you would like to see the output. This is the way that we are using Liquid Cloud to put the best results. In the passage of time, of course, okay, we will enhance our performance and we enhance our delivery. I hope if anyone have a questions, we can start with your question.
I just want your recommendation regarding the skills. If you have skills and actions for a developer that are most useful as per your perspective, so we can directly start setting up our cloud accounts and proceed.
Yes, okay. I propose that as well. Okay, since okay we have a paid version, so we can integrate our version in other organizations. We can install, we get access, so everyone will use an Odoo, Serial and Cloud, we can get access to the GitHub. So when, as I said, okay, whenever you start any task, you need to specify on which project. So create a project for each project, Odoo project. Okay, so when you will start any task, so he will understand what you want to add in which project, and he will refresh about the previous stuff which has been implemented.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Is there any question?
Yeah. So my first question is from when we can start using this in our projects, and the second point is that do we have any guideline document and the security document that we need to follow before start using this cloud in our projects? Because obviously if we are giving the access to different type of GitHubs and the credentials, so obviously we need to follow some kind of security protocols and the guidelines to ensure the data security and these kind of things. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So for the guidelines, okay, we are going to publish those guidelines before we get access right to Claude the Lihua paid versions. But for the usings, okay, we cannot enforce or put the Lihua rules inside the Lihua Claude to prevent using or to prevent doing something in regarding to integrate with the GitHub and ODSS or whatever. So it is just a matter of following rules. Yeah, you need to be very careful about developers when they are integrate the Odoo with the GitHub, because if there is anything happen, it will not be recoverable. Like, okay, if you instruct Claude, okay, to delete some project or delete GitHub, this kind of actions will not be recoverable.
Yes, so it means we must be very careful while we are giving the access to the developers, and we should restrict some kind of activities also to that the developer can perform using the cloud.
Yes, others said, okay, it will be part of an instruction between uh, going to launch this AI tools. Need from anyone to follow this instruction to prevent this kind of issues
Hmm.
during implementation.
Okay, thank you.
Well, any other question? Okay. If there is no question, thank you so much for your attending this session. And inshallah, we hopeful to improve our performance and our delivery for all our teams, inshallah.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much,
Mr. Tariq,
Tariq.
and thank you, Mr.
Thank you very
Osama.
much, Mr. Salman.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, all of you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.